Hello guys, today is November 4 and happy Diwali to all who celebrates the festival. And today we expect that you have seen the previous episodes and you are started your preparation already. 2021 is over and you have to get over it. If you have cleared the prelims, focus on your mains. Foundational videos are there. Or if it's 2022, you should start now because the time is very less. Okay, less than 7 months is there for prelims, so you have to watch it. And all the series, including this editorial, is important for both prelims and mains. So see to it that you watch every single episode. So today's newspaper, if you see, we have 6 to 7 articles as usual, but only 4 or 5 are important. So I'll tell you the gist first. This is a mixed bag. You know, the elections, okay, like Congress and BJP have won almost equally here and there in the bipolar elections which happened. So here the answers to this, the final result to this is not important to you, but what is bipolar election we'll discuss at the end of this video. Okay, then this recovery toolkit is about the economy recovery after this COVID-19 pandemic and all. And so that up and down keeps happening. So finance minister has told few things here. And also, you know, the petrol prices have been reduced, like 5 rupees central tax has been reduced, and 10 rupees I think for diesel has reduced. And following that, states, especially I think BJP ruled states, they have reduced 7 rupees for petrol and diesel. I think UP has reduced around 12 rupees. So that and all will come. Every state will keep announcing in the next few days. So that's a good thing. So about that also, Nirmala Sitharaman has mentioned in this article. Okay, then this is the continuation of the COP26 where the Prime Minister Modi had already announced the Panchamrit scheme and all the 5 goals of net emissions reduction and all. So that again, little bit one author is telling that India alone cannot do anything. South Asia together has to go for the schemes. Okay, so that we'll discuss. Then here it is 5G. 5G again, not the technical part, but 5G is coming. So what the government has to do, how you can make 5G implementable in proper ways in India. So that is about it. Then this one, the second page, if you see, false criminal cases, you know, in cases of maybe woman abuse, domestic abuse, or SCST abuse, there are sometimes false cases also being registered. So how to tackle with that, and what is the different court cases which told different things. That court cases as case study you can see here. Okay, then here it is a continuation of the Pegasus article which we discussed 2-3 days back. Pegasus, you know, that's spyware and all. So that again, author is agreeing to what the Supreme Court did, because Supreme Court told like a committee will be formed and then it will be asking questions to center, like whether it actually uses Pegasus and why it was using, whether it is backed by a law. So he is supporting that. So this article we won't discuss because there's nothing new. He's just agreeing to whatever Supreme Court told that day. Okay. Then here this is not important. This is again that Congress BJP bipolar result. Okay, and here there is a jobs losing and gaining in different sectors in urban and rural. They have given different tables and given. Okay, Hindu editorial nowadays every time here a table will be there, so you can go through it. Okay, you have to go through the editorial as I told. So this is the entire articles we are going to discuss. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 articles. Okay. So we'll go through it. Before that, people were asking me like whether do you have test series. So before asking us, you could have simply gone to our YouTube page, because on the home page itself, okay, on the home page itself, the video is there. Okay, so almost the batch is full, and the discount installments, everything ended on October 31. Still, because people are asking, you can get it if you want. Just come and WhatsApp me. Okay. Full details are here itself, so that if you watch this video, it will be easy for communication. Okay, else everything I'll have to again start from starting. So this is a video which will explain everything. Please watch it and then WhatsApp me. Then all these videos are part of the free lecture series which we are trying to give. It's a complete free coaching in English and Hindi we are trying to do here. So history, all the textbook which is important is covered here in English, and then the subjects polity, environment, geography, economics, everything is being targeted every single day. Okay, every day after my editorial, please go and see what is being premiered today. So it will be there in the videos section. If you go, it will be showing like what is today's video, so that you can go. 90% of our lectures will happen at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and 9 o'clock at the night. So that time you have to sit and watch. It will be live. Okay, and again all these things, if you see, mains lectures, so this also is continuing, but some of them we have kept on halt because of poor response. Like ethics we stopped after episode 10, and post independence we stopped after episode 5. If you want that to be continued, you have to come and comment under them. Okay, and these are again previous year papers and revision series for individual subjects, and these are the FAQs. Please go and read this because many things are there which students keep asking. If this is read, then you will not have any more queries. Okay, so please read it, and this is the WhatsApp and email ID for contacting us. So first, that table which I told on the right side, which we showed in the starting. So jobs lost and found in October 2021. Okay, so there are many reports, employment data report and all keep coming by different people. So what they're telling in the rural and urban. Okay, this is rural manufacturing and this is rural services, and this is urban mixed one. Okay, so what they're telling is in this manufacturing, real estate and construction. Okay, the primary employment driver in rural India, there have been employment loss. Okay, people have been losing jobs. But in service sector, like these things, if you see cook, help, beautician, helpers, gym trainers, barbers, here and all, a slight increase is there. Okay, a slight increase in the job is there. So that is the way rural has been told. In urban, it is little reverse. Here, services, they have shed nearly 3 million jobs, but in the other one, the real estate and construction, there is marginal increase. Okay, so rural, whatever decreased, has slightly increased in urban, and rural, whatever has increased, has decreased in urban. So that way, they have just put out in table format, and that's table numbers are not important, but the idea of what is happening in general, you can understand. And later, when economic survey and all come, that is what will be helpful for your prelims and mains. This monthly data will keep changing. Okay, so that is not a thing, but you have to just be aware. Okay, and now this price of fuel, as I told. Okay, so this one, why? Because the next article is discussing about this only. So this table was given in the front page, not in the editorial. The front page, the first news of the Hindu today is this only. So 5 rupees center has reduced for petrol, and 10 rupees for diesel. So here again, if you see, this is the why we have, because petroleum and diesel is still not under GST. Okay, GST doesn't have this turbine fuel or any petrol, diesel, natural gas, nothing is under GST. Okay, because GST council has not yet put it under that. So GST council and also economic topic we have already discussed multiple times in our other videos, and in my test series it is there. Okay, so there is a base price which will vary according to the how the availability is there in the OPEC countries, and wherever oil is produced. Based on that, this base price will keep changing every day. 30 paise, 40 paise, it will keep changing. That is not in our control. Okay, then we have this freight charges, the logistics charges and all. Then excise duty, which is a center tax, will be around like this. So in that, -5 and -10 will happen. And then dealer rate is there, which also is not in any state government control. So this is VAT, okay, which is the state will get. So now what is happening is, this is the after centers reduction, it will be like this. Now if the state is, as I told, 7 rupees they reduce, that will be again reduced. Like in Karnataka and all, now 109 minus 7, it will be again reduced to maybe 102. Whatever is the price, okay, whatever is the price, it will reduce by 7 rupees more. 7 minus, that is 12 rupees in total will reduce in the BJP ruling states. And UP, as I told, they are, I think, 12 rupees in the state itself they are reducing. So 12 plus 7, 12 plus 5, 17 rupee for petrol will reduce if it is true. Okay, so that we have to wait and see, because I have just saw snippets here and there, but we'll see. Okay, next tomorrow's newspaper they will tell the updated price, and go and check in your state also. And if you want, tell in comment section what is your state's petrol and diesel price now. Okay. So continuing with that economic recovery article, so latest numbers if you take, okay, every month we will see this thing like record GST collection, and then healthy direct tax inflows. This kind of things happen. Okay, if you are very beginner, you will not understand what it is. In India or any country, there will be always direct taxes and there will be indirect taxes. Okay, direct taxes mean the income tax which people pay from their salary, or the corporate tax which companies give directly to the government. That is direct tax, and everybody gives. Then indirect tax is something like, everybody means everybody who is working gives. Indirect tax means the things like the small VAT, or anything when you buy from the supermarket, or anything you buy, on that a tax will be there. That is called indirect tax. Okay, but always direct tax is good. Okay, in developed countries and all, direct tax will be more. Why? Because direct tax is something which is progressive. Okay, progressive means the rich has to pay higher, the poor has to pay lesser based on your salary and all. Higher salary means higher, so that is progressive in nature. But indirect tax is regressive in nature. That is, everyone has to give the same. Meaning, you buy a soap or a Ambani buy a soap, both has to give the same 5% or 12%, whatever tax it is, both have to give the same only. Okay, so that is why it is regressive in nature. So more we have to try to abolish indirect tax and make direct tax. Okay, that is why indirect tax, most of them were abolished and GST was formed. Okay, but still there are some items which is not that under the GST, like the petrol and diesel. Okay, this is just basic understanding for beginners. Okay, and again, all these are explained in my test series. That is why I tell, please enroll and start learning from now. And so these numbers are there, everything is there, providing some confidence, economy is coming back, okay, back from the danger zone. This is all fine. Okay, but still it is uneven. That is what the minister is telling, it is uneven. Okay, because it sometimes go high, sometimes go low, and they also expected more. Okay, finance minister is telling it would have been higher if the purchase of cars and other products, okay, other products, if it is higher, then we could have got what we actually expected. Okay, and now, you know, September and all is like pre-festive stocking, before the Diwali festival and all, that time you are buying. After actual this thing in November, you will again see what actually happened. Did people actually spend only before the festival and stocked it up, or after that they'll again do purchases and consumption? Okay, so that kind of things they are telling, and they're telling mixed signals so far. Okay, like it's not like something you can correctly guess, or it's not uniform. Okay, so there is this purchasing managers index also published by this IHS market. So in that also, they're telling manufacturing has seen a surge in output and new orders, domestic and global, but continues to shed jobs. So there is again job reduction is there, even the output is increasing. Okay, and also when we see our competitors like Vietnam and Indonesia, you know, Vietnam, Indonesia, Bangladesh, these are the people who are also increasing every now and then in manufacturing and all. So that also they have seen a better thing. Okay, sharper rise they have seen. Then again, diesel consumption, which tells us like when more is consumed, it's a better indication that more consumption is happening, more commercial is there. So that and all has gone down. They're telling, okay, it is like dull. This insipid word means like dull or little low. Okay. And import bill also, the coal fuel edible oil in the Middle East side also, it is increasing actually. So that is why the base price of the petrol diesel is also high now. So that is the reason why import bill is increasing, even though our exports are improving. Okay, recently we made an article 2 days back in Vysh channel, where compared to all G7 countries, India is doing better in exports. Okay, but still our import bill is rising. Okay, so that is a problem. Then again, fertilizer crisis is there, which can hit the farm sector growth. Then here they are telling the resource starved government's preference, meaning what kind of tax they expect. Okay, they prefer the non-discretionary revenue flow, such as the fuel consumption, meaning more tax from fuel and all. That is what they expect over the, and they prefer over the less discretionary one, like the normal household aspirations, what they usually consume, okay, other than fuel. So that is there, but the author is telling in long term impact, okay, long term it is not good, it will not be sustainable. So you have to not depend on always petrol price and fuel prices and all. Okay, so that is what the author is trying to tell here. So again, now the token tax cuts, which I showed you, that this much a small thing, that is good, because government was doing, they were taking this money and giving free vaccine to everyone. You can multiply the vaccines prices around 400 rupee per dose, so that into 100 crore population when you give for free. Okay, so that revenue is being used there. That also welfare scheme also, in that Atmanirbhar scheme, where this much kilogram rice and groceries something is given to the poorest people. So that also is giving. Okay, that is there. But again, that is, you cannot keep telling the same narrative that is the reason we are having high tax price. Okay. So now that is why also this bipolar elections, BJP faced some losses also. So that is why maybe that can be a reason, or maybe anticipation of future polls. Okay, in future some Gujarat, UP and all, somewhere all by polls, and some states and all is going to, elections going to happen. So maybe because of that they would have decided to reduce the price. Okay, so whatever the reason, you have to work with the people and make them give assurance that middle class people family, because the urban poor, the urban middle class, these are the people who are most affected when it comes to petrol prices. Okay, so they should also be aspiring, and like as we tell country should be Atmanirbhar, the people also should feel that, okay, that we can also save a lot of money, we can also do something ourselves. So that feeling will come only when you take care of this petrol prices. Okay, when we have this central $5 trillion economic goal also. So we need consumption, we need investment, so everybody has to go hand in hand. Okay, so that is the full gist of this article. It's not a very big article, but general information I told you. Second one, climate change. As I told, COP26, we had a lot of announcements in the last few days. If you see, in 4 days, Prime Minister went from G20 in Rome to COP26 in Scotland. Everywhere he is going and talking about India's ambitions, the big futuristic NDC goals. Okay, NDC, nationally determined contribution. So all these things, okay, see the new NDC and the Panchamrit goal, all these he announced. But other than that, also many things India has done. India over the last 5 years has done, like the International Solar Alliance is there, then that one sun, one earth, one grid, that kind of one thing is there. Then we have this coalition for disaster resilient infrastructure, where we will build infrastructure which is like what is it, earthquake proof, tsunami proof, that kind of disaster resilient kind of infrastructure you have to build. And under that itself, now recently in COP26, they have announced 2 days back, Tuesday, India, England and some other world leaders together have announced something called infrastructure for resilient island states, meaning it is within that only, but for the island states who are more vulnerable for climate change and water rise and all, for them building the infrastructure at high priority, like a sub scheme under CDRI is announced. So like this, UPSC will ask it, is it under this, is it under this, when was it announced? Okay, the CDRI since 2019 it is there. Okay, so I'll show you here. CDRI since 2019 it is here, headquarters in New Delhi. These are all the founders of that, and that is for making disaster resilient infrastructure. Okay, promoting them. And now this is the new news in Tuesday's Hindu, again it was there, where in all these places where you have islands, okay, small island, they are more prone to this. So Prime Minister joined with British counterpart Boris Johnson on the second day of COP26 climate summit, launched this thing. Okay, that is the new one, island related infrastructure resilient thing. Okay, this one. So that is a update. So all these are interconnected, so you should know it's related to climate change. Now continuing with the article, in the article the author is telling that India alone cannot, or it's not sufficient that India keep telling like India will do that, India will do this, because the South Asian countries, they are all interlinked to each other. Their climates are similar, they also depend on Himalayas, their rivers are passing through each other. So they have to work together or appeal together to get more funding for in concessional rates and all. Okay, like instead India going and asking fund from the World Bank, if we tell it for South Asia, some more concessional fees, I mean the loan will be given. Okay, so that kind of thing should be done. So here if you see, absence of a South Asian initiative on climate change. Okay, why? Because we have India-Pakistan tensions. SAARC meeting also did not happen after 2014, because after that I think the host was Pakistan. So India decided not to go there, and other countries also followed India, like Nepal, Sri Lanka, Bhutan. Everybody told, okay, we also stand with India. We won't come for the summit. So after that, SAARC process did not happen. Even though India tried to boost the BIMSTEC and all, it is slow progress there. Okay, BIMSTEC is slow progress. Then there is something called BBIN, where India, Nepal, Bhutan is trying to do the motor vehicle agreement kind of thing. But there again, Bhutan has opposed due to some pollution concerns, because Bhutan, it is fully green, the negative carbon emission kind of country it is. So they don't want the motor vehicle agreement with whatever clauses is there. They want some changes in that. So that is still not come into progress. Then Afghanistan, Taliban has taken over. So overall, all the SAARC countries are having some or the other problem with each other. So there is no unity. There is no unity or a common charter for climate change has not yet been devised. That is the first paragraph here. So now, how does this matter? Why does this matter? As I told, geographically, it is a single unit. Okay, entirely this full area was like India only once upon a time. Then Britishers came, and these people came here and there, and then they split into different countries. Okay, in different years, like 1885, Bangladesh became, Burma, Myanmar became. Then like that, Afghanistan people came, Pakistan came. So it came over the years. But all these people have Himalayas to the north, and there are glaciers. Common glaciers are there. Rivers fall into each other. Same kind of monsoon conditions. They all have the same kind of problem. So the climate change problem also will be same. So you have to work together. And as you see in different reports, South Asia is always the biggest area of concern. Okay, even in the global climate risk index given by German Watch. Okay, this UPSC will ask you, so you should know. German Watch NGO, they gives the global climate risk index. They are telling always South Asian countries are in the worst ranking whenever you take. Okay, India and Afghanistan are the top 10 among the top 10 countries when it comes to vulnerability. Okay, then most of the cyclones, 20 out of 23 major cyclone disasters happen in the Bay of Bengal region. Okay, then again, if you see, they are predicting, like, okay, Asian Development Bank is predicting that 11% of the GDP will go down, 11% decrease by 2100 if these emissions are continued. The same kind of emissions is happening in South Asia. All the countries will face at least 11% reduction in GDP by 2100. Okay, same like that everybody are predicting. So everybody has to work together. This is what every international body is trying to tell. Now again, if you see, India's voice would only be strengthened multiple times if it speaks for South Asia as a whole. Okay, because World Bank also launched something called South Asia Roadmap, where they are pumping in lot of fund. Okay, see 3.4 trillion, 1.5 trillion, 950 billion. These are all for the transport, infrastructure, green buildings, green energy, that kind of things. Okay, that is one thing. And this does not include the already existing other fund where you are giving for solar grid and wind farm and river projects and all. That is different set of funding. Like this whole set of funding is there. So when India and other countries go together, okay, that will be always good. As you see here, we have different bank also. We have BRIC bank, which is again China led. Then we have Asian Infrastructure Bank, which is China led. So these are all people who talk for Asia as a whole, but for South Asia alone, there is no single bank which works, or there is no entity. There is no South Asian entity. Like SAARC is not a active thing now. So there is no South Asian group which is going and asking for loan together. Okay, only then you will get some concessional financing. So that is, the author has tried to give different body names and summit names and report names to tell the same point only. You have to go as single group, a single entity, to get better funding and better progress in a faster way. Okay. Again, in the COVID-19, what happened is post-COVID-19, all the countries which are nearby, like if you see South American countries, they all came together. African countries came together, and they are making a small grouping, regional coalitions, and they are working together for getting solutions to solve their problem. But there is an exception, South Asia. South Asia people are again going far from each other. Okay, there is labor issues are there. There is no interstate tourism happening properly. Cross-border employment is a problem. Connectivity, regional trade, everything has gone down. Okay, in South Asia, but other places it is there. So this exception, you have to stop it. You have to work together, because when you people are fighting with each other, China comes and imposes their solution. China goes and tries to become the savior of everyone. Okay, so China already, they're trying to, all what they do means they give very like unsustainable kind of loan with like high interest rate and all. Infrastructure financing, if you see, environmentally harmful project they have, Belt and Road Initiative to impose on everyone. So everything, but you can keep blaming China, but we also don't have any viable alternative. If you cannot give an alternative, you don't have a right to blame China also. That is what the author is telling. Okay, we have been unable to proffer a viable alternative with or without its quad partners, meaning India is not able to do. India always goes and depend on the quad partners, USA, Japan, Australia. Instead of that, India should be being the biggest country in South Asia. They should take something. Okay, with the South Asian partners, they should make something and go and do. Here they're again giving examples. India stopped giving COVID-19 vaccine to Bhutan, and what they did, they immediately told like, okay, we'll go and get it from Denmark. Okay, or from the USA. or from China. So they always go for, so when India is doing this, you are actually losing the grip and you are losing the power here, okay, and they are going and depending on other people. Nepal also went and asked for somebody else, like that. See, New Delhi failed to respond to Sri Lanka's request for some currency swap. So what they did, Sri Lanka went and did currency swap with Bangladesh. So these are all new things happening. Many countries for the first time and all, they're doing currency swap, and that is not with India. That is very bad for India, okay. Being a big country, they should be on top of all these things. So SAARC conference also, they are telling a special SAARC conference should have been arranged and talked on. And finally, the conclusion is that only New Delhi can show the way. Okay, India, the largest country in the region, sharing boundary with most of these neighbors, they should again stress on the South Asian thing. Okay, already we have, as I told, one sun, one world, one grid thing is there. Panchamrit plan is there. If you don't know, please watch. Okay, Vysh courses, there is a video explaining Panchamrit plan. So this is what is happening. So climate change related problems are there, but India has to go as a representative of entire South Asia and not just a country. So Article 3, 5G. So 5G, first you know what is the technical thing. Okay, there is a detailed video which I made 5 months ago. What is the difference between 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G and LT versus VoLT? These are all UPSC questions. UPSC prelims 2018 and 19 asked detailed question about all these things. Okay, and even virtual reality, augmented reality, all these things are important for you. So this video, first go and watch it. Okay, today itself watch this, because it will take just 20-25 minutes to watch this if you put in 1.5x speed, even less than that. So, and please subscribe to this channel also, because all the important small technical parts are covered in Vysh courses channel, and editorial alone is covered here. Okay, only the news is covered here. So technical thing, either study from test series or go watch free in this channel. Okay, so now going into the news. The 5G, as you know, it's coming, and it is part of the fourth industrial revolution. Okay, you should know what is first industrial, second industrial, third industrial. Okay, so right from the industrial revolution, which started with the machines and all, then now the fourth one is there, where all are going to be like automated. Okay, we have this artificial intelligence coming in. We have all the everything which you can imagine as a next level thing. Okay, which you think like modern kind of automated thing, that is coming under 5G. Okay, so 5G deployment started in 2020 in most of the advanced countries like Japan, South Korea, USA. They have been all working on it since last 2-3 years very seriously, and even India, Jio and Reliance have announced that they are working on it and it will come soon. So already if you see, the phones are coming 5G phones, meaning 5G SIM will be supported in that. So that have started coming out. Okay, so they are telling like by 2025 most of the operators will be having it. Okay, so that is the future, and it will have very high speed. Okay, compared to what you have existing 4G and all, 100 times more speed. So you can imagine how fast it will be. Like every download, everything will be in seconds. So that kind of thing, and reduced latency time. That is that only. Latency means delay, reduced delay in all the services. So you can deliver everything, and everything will be interconnected also. The Internet of Things concept, IoT, that's also UPSC question in 2017, I think. So these are all things which is the future. Okay, everything will be connected with everything. So this, if you see India's telecom sector wise, the author is trying to discuss India's place, like telecom sector always generates huge revenue, but last few years and all, there have been doldrums, there have been ups and downs and all, and even Supreme Court told like many things are indebted. There is 90,000 crore fine and all on some companies and all. So it's all under losses. If you know, Airtel and Jio is the one true competitors now. Remaining Vodafone, Idea, they all tried separately, they tried to merge, they tried to split. Whatever happened, they are all going down. Okay, that too, earlier we had more than 15 networks. Okay, there was Indicom, there was Tata, there was that other Docomo, there was many things. Okay, Uninor, but everything has gone down. Now only 2 to 3 companies are there, which is like the strongest one. Okay, so that way the things are going, and it should not be monopoly. That is what the author is telling it. Everyone should have the fair play level playing field and all. So on that, India has to start working. Also, one thing is 5G, the investment is very huge. If you see, Japan and USA revealed that the investment on this is very huge. Okay, which is beyond what India can imagine as of now to invest in 5G. Okay, and if you see the autonomous systems, okay, the future, which will be for, these are different sectors they are telling: educate and empower citizens and business, transform existing city into smart city and innovative city, social economic benefit and comforts, more data intensive digital economy, outdoor and indoor broadband, Internet of Things, smart city, smart agriculture. So this, all this, if you note down in your exam mains answer for 5G applications, it will give you a value add. Okay, examiner will see this. You have to underline each of these things and highlight it to the examiner that you know exactly what is 5G and what are its applications. Okay, so again, the commercial viability has to be assessed. Okay, that is what they are telling, because Singapore and all, they have done various things. They have planned for 4 5G networks. 2 are of high comprehensive one and 2 are of small, because of the budget issues only, budget and also the scarcity of the 5G airwaves. So whenever we do the 5G implementation, the auctions, the procedure, everything has to be very well planned, and it has to be assessed now itself. It has to be planned now itself. Okay, and there should be, as I told, a level playing field, so that everybody who is trying to work on it should get equal kind of this thing. Nobody should be given special consideration or something like that. Okay, and people who are going to be taken should have enough experience that they'll be able to provide to the most remotest of area, and potential to provide affordable coverage also. Okay, not like just like that give 5G at high cost. You should be giving affordable thing and the maximum coverage also. And India, there is a statutory body already, the TRAI, Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. They are the ones who should make the plan. It should be a foolproof spectrum roadmap, which will have everything, which will take care of all the things which is needed for this. Okay, if you are simulating, auctioning, ensuring competition, functioning market, all these things the TRAI should take care. And now itself we should have a plan, okay, whenever it comes. So global trials, if you see, they have shown the key areas are spectrum band allotting, the pricing, the sharing of spectrum. These are the main things which has to be taken care. So India should learn from them and try to make it this thing more efficient. Okay, so that investment and all is coming in a favorable way. So it's again futuristic thing they're telling. We should be ready for things. Okay. So in the last page, if you see here, the funding has to, as I told, it's very high funding. So center and state, okay, center and state both need to consider the measures, like how to stimulate this fiber investment, attract investment through public-private partnership. Also recently, if you see last month news only, the FDI, okay, FDI means the foreign money which comes in. So that 100% FDI has been allowed in telecom sector. It was 49%. It is raised to 100% through the automatic route. Okay, there are two routes always. One is automatic route and one is approved route. So FDI in telecom sector has been raised. So that is a very good sign that we are allowing funding to come in. Okay, so that also we should see, and we should see that nothing like later unwanted loans are not given, unwanted NPAs are not created, or something that kind of financial constraint should not come. Okay, everything should be well planned. Foreign funding is always welcomed. So it's a welcome step that the FDI is already increased to 100% through automatic route. Okay, then again the taxation laws they are telling, okay, whenever there is negative externalities and all, you will have a lot of tax and all put. So tax also you have to see, the authorities you have to see, because when I tell Internet of Things, everything will be connected with each other. The traffic light, the lamp post, this and all can be automated through 5G. Okay, everything will be automatic. Like this time it will come, it will on or it will off. But this and all, the authority to use that infrastructure, access to government infrastructure, that also should be given seamlessly. Okay, because private companies will be doing this, so everything should be there. And taxing, as I told, removing the tax burden, already Singapore government has done it, and they have shown as an example. So India should follow Singapore and reduce the tax burden on the companies also. Okay, whenever these new things come, no, the major problem is digital divide. Like 4G, like urban people will be using, but in rural areas it will be still now 2G. Okay, so that divide should not be there. Everyone should be equally getting. Only then we can, as a whole, make this digital India a successful thing. Okay, India has already seen success in digital India missions, and now if you see, most of you itself who are watching this video, physical cash you would not have used much. Okay, compared to you used 5 years back or 10 years back. Physical cash, even in your wallet or wherever you go and do transaction, everywhere you are doing Phone Pay or Google Pay or doing something, you are not using physical cash now. You are not going to ATM unless it is something emergency or you need that much cash in hand where it is not accepted. So the things have been changing, and it will change for good, and we will also become like developed countries where everything is digital. So we have to see to it that it is affordable also, people, because 5G is very, very expensive. It should be affordable also. So that is what the author is trying in the entire passage. Okay, now the next one is IPC 498A, that is a Indian Penal Code section. First thing you have to know, what is this Indian Penal Code? Okay, right from the Britishers time, it came in 1860. Okay, 1860 IPC came, and that came how? 1835 or something. The Macaulay committee was there. Thomas, I don't know his full name, is something like that, Thomas Babington Macaulay. Okay, we keep telling Macaulay committee. So that Macaulay in 1835 discussed this, and he told that we should have this thing, Indian Penal Committee and all. So finally we got Indian Penal Code. Okay, and that is still being followed. IPC sections are still being followed. Later, after independence only, the Criminal Procedure Code will come. Okay, CRPC. Okay, CRPC, it comes in around 1973 or something. Okay, go and confirm the date, but it comes 100 years after that. So these are the two things majorly done for our general penal code and for the criminal specific code. Okay, so these are the laws in India. Now in this article, a lot of Supreme Court cases and High Court cases are told to show different examples. The gist is this only: false cases of cruelty. False cases are registered by the police because someone will call and tell, okay, she is being hit at home, or he is being hit at home, he is a Dalit, he is being hit, without even proper investigation, without even proper this thing. Just because the law is there, some people are sometimes arrested. Okay, it's not like always. Maybe 5% or 4% of the cases are like that. So author is discussing that things. Okay, So there are two sections. One is section 498 for the domestic abuse and all these things, and section 304B for the dowry death. Okay, this is not in the exam hall, you can quote it. So these things are there. It was brought in so that the dowry death and cruelty can be gone away. Okay, it can be done away with. Okay, so this misuse, that is the problem now. The misuse has outraged. Okay, it has increased. So that is the IP section for women related thing, and here we have this SC and ST Prevention of Atrocity Act 1989. Under that also lot of false cases are coming in the recent times. So this is what they are discussing. So judgments they are giving here in some Supreme Court judgment, Rajesh Sharma versus State of Uttar Pradesh. Some guidelines were issued. Okay, some guidelines were issued that you should have a district family welfare committee. Okay, district family welfare committee, and the complaint will go through this committee. Okay, before arresting someone, and after that a senior judicial officer should be in charge of that. Only then we will be deciding of the arrest, not like immediately go and arrest a person. Okay, but in 2018, because people protested and told like this is like injustice to the SCST people and all, then again it was reversed, I think. Okay, this again Manav Adhikar Union, this thing modified the judgment. Okay, modified the judgment and tell like this constitution of this family welfare committee and all, it is contrary to the procedure under CRPC, so it is not allowed. So whatever Supreme Court did, they themselves will reverse it later also. So the false case again keeps increasing. Okay, so again similar cases, Subhash Kashina something 2018 case is there. So under this case also, regard to provision of SCST, some guidelines were issued. Okay, that is a mandatory preliminary inquiry should be there, and avoid innocent individuals should not be arrested. So what happened in, they had again protest on the road, and this thing like SCST people are not getting their rights, you simply putting through committees and delaying the judgment. So 2019 they had to again reverse it. Okay, the guidelines were opposed and they have to again reverse it. So this kind of example, the 4 court cases which I told, if you quote it in the exam hall, this is more than enough to explain the false case issues. If UPSC ask a statement like false cases are increasing in the case of abuse of SCST women, you can quote these exact things, and that is more than enough to score marks. Okay, and now again genuineness of the allegations. So if you see here, the courts cannot lay additional guidelines. Okay, when the existing law is unambiguous, meaning why are these guidelines coming? Guidelines are coming because existing laws are not foolproof enough, or the investigation officer is not well good enough. Okay, so the judgments now we have understood like simply additional guidelines you put and later you will reverse it. So better than that, the legislature should do something. The law itself, the standard law which we already have, the Atrocity Act and all, that has to be changed. Okay, and the onus, the responsibility, it is on the police itself who is investigating. He should be investigating it properly. Okay. They should not jump into conclusion as soon as the FIR, the first information report, is registered. They should not jump and immediately go and arrest it. Okay, no arrest can be made in a routine manner on a mere allegation. You have to do sufficient sufficient investigation, mere authority. Simply just because you have the authority, you should not go and simply arrest a person. Okay, again a landmark judgment they are telling, Arnesh Kumar versus State of Bihar. In here, the police has to satisfy themselves. Okay, meaning if a case comes, the police has to investigate and have a satisfaction themselves that the arrest is needed or not. Okay, section 41 of the CRPC, they have to go and see whether it is satisfiable. Also they are telling again the judicial magistrate, he also has to go through the report and has to satisfy themselves. After that only further detention should be continued, not like simply go and arrest. The satisfaction means this only, your investigation should be complete and proper with proper data. Okay. So again, remedial measures are not only insufficient but also ineffective. They are telling now, suppose the people get arrested, false claim is there and people get arrested. So is there any remedies? They are telling remedies are there but it is ineffective. Okay, the criminal action against the person can be taken. Okay, whoever gives false information, the criminal action can be taken. This is one thing. Okay, so here again they are telling some sections and all, not very important. After completing you have to do this action, that action and all. So the court on its own in certain cases directs the police to take action under these sections if on the completion of the trial it is found that the allegation is completely false. So as I told, court can initiate criminal case against that person who gave false information. This is remedy number 1. So like that many are there. So if you see here some term you will be seeing everywhere, non-cognizable offense. Okay, many people don't understand what it means. Non-cognizable offense means you need a warrant. Okay, you need a warrant to arrest a person. If you see here, no authority to arrest without warrant, meaning you have to have a warrant. Okay, in non-cognizable offense, the police cannot arrest any person without warrant. I'm just teaching you the term because UPSC will ask a question on that. This year, if you see, they asked a question on judicial custody and they asked a question on parole. Okay, 2021 prelims, they asked judicial custody and parole, which is not even mentioned properly in your Lakshmikant. So next year, maybe question will be about cognizable, non-cognizable offense. Okay, so see to try to learn about it. So again, the measures, if you see remedies, second, third, fourth, like this they are giving. So fourth one, if you see, damages can be claimed, meaning some compensation compensation or fine can be charged on the person who gave false information. Okay, or the complaint may be filed before a judicial magistrate having jurisdiction. Okay, meaning again take it to the next level. If a false case comes, then here complainant, okay, against whom the complaint has come, or they can approach a high court for anticipatory bail and quashing the FIR. Okay, just because one FIR is raised, that doesn't mean you are already proven that you have done the wrong thing. Okay, it can be a false information. You can go to high court. So these are all different remedy measures. But again, the author is telling this is not enough. The main law itself has to be changed, and the investigating officer has to take more responsibility. Okay, and finally they are showing the data, like how many such cases is happening in India. So in NCRB, the National Crime Record Bureau, there is a report they have, like crimes in India 2020. In that they're telling 5% of the cases under Section 498 were found to be false. Okay, then again 9.4% were either non-cognizable or civil in nature, or with insufficient evidence in the end. Okay, 9.4% is insufficient evidence. Under SCST also 12% were found to be false. Okay, and 7% were without evidence. So like this 18-19% if you see, it is false cases which is coming. So that is why this article is being discussed. Again, numbers are given. If you see this much number, this much, that numbers you can just by heart or glance through it if you want, but not very important. Okay. So finally, the onus of arriving at the truthfulness of the case lies primarily with the investigating officer. So this is the final wind-up he is doing. So again, as I told, editorial, you will always see that one point is taken, just one single point is taken, and it is supported with lot of fact. This is the skill you have to develop for answer writing. Okay. UPSC doesn't expect you have to write various dimensions, that is there, but if you substantiate with certain fact and substantiate with certain real life examples and statistics of government reports and all, UPSC will like it. Okay, so but that again, that doesn't mean one point alone you should write the entire page. That one point should be presented in different ways. Okay, same point in different dimensions if you present it, that is where you get marks. Okay, that when you join our mains test series and all, when I correct your papers, I will give you more feedback. But now, as of now, we'll wind up with the last article. Last article is the bipolar election. So again, elections, nothing I'm going to discuss. It's a mixed bag, that is half BJP one, half Congress one. That is a different thing. So what is bipolar elections, you have to know. Okay, you know, whenever elections happens, when like general election 2014 happened and 2019 happened, next will happen 2024. Then why are we conducting some election, bipolar election 2021? What is this? This is actually some seats will be vacant. Okay, like some people, like maybe because of death. Okay, some seat will become vacant, or he resigns, or suddenly resigns, or he switches party, he jumps from one party to another. So in all these cases, the seat will become vacant. One more case is there where, like suppose PM Modi itself, he I think from UP and from Gujarat, 2 seats he fought for the election. Okay, but after finally he has to resign one. He has to only through one seat he will become the MP. Okay, so the other one is vacant, right? He simply fought from 2 places, but the one is now vacant. So this one, 4-5 scenarios are there through which seats can go vacant even in between this thing. Okay, so this time what will happen, there is something called bipolar elections or by-elections which is conducted. It is there even in USA and all. USA it's there, I think Philippines it's there, in many countries it's there. Okay, in India we call it bipolar elections. So this one keeps happening, and yesterday this only result came for certain 13, I think 3 Lok Sabha seat and some 29 state seats. This thing happened. Okay, and that half they won, BJP and this thing. So this thing, and now one more thing, where is this mentioned in your constitution? It is not directly mentioned all these things. Constitution mentions that no, like one person cannot fight from 2 seats, I mean cannot occupy from 2 seats. Okay, that kind of thing and all is mentioned, but the full provisions are mentioned in the Representation of People Act 1951, I think. Okay, so that and all in detail again we'll discuss when polity test is done. So this is the gist of it. Okay, for that I have taken an article where he has whatever I told will be here in text format also. If you want, you can pause and see. Okay, a person, death or criminal conviction or something, and cannot continue the office, this kind of elections are done. Okay, in a democracy like India, this kind of elections are done. Okay, and this is happening between the regularly conducted scheduled election. Okay, between the regularly conducted scheduled election to occupy those seats, this is conducted. So again, some more pages in that article, if you see, Representation of People Act is where it allows like contesting from 2 constituencies. In 2021 prelims, this thing came, like one person can participate in 3 constituency, or like one person's name also they gave, some Devi Lal or something, he contested from 3 seats. So this kind of thing is like very factual and very difficult in exams, but UPSC is asking it. Okay, so next year again I am expecting a bipolar election kind of question will come, because it is happening every now and then. Okay, so here examples are there, Mulayam Singh, Narendra Modi, all 2 constituency they fought, so one of them will get vacant, so you have to go and conduct election from there. Okay, so this kind of examples is there. So overall gist is that only. Okay, and in constitution where the article is Article 101 101, as I told, in that it is mentioned the vacation of seat. Like one person cannot occupy both the houses. Like one cannot be a Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha together. One cannot be a state member and a state MLA and an MP together. You have to vacate one. Okay, so that exact clauses will be there in your RPA Act. Constitution just mentioned that as the president decides, as the parliament decides. Like that they will just mention. These things has to be made into effect. That made into effect is done through RPA. Okay, and they'll be given notice also, 60 days, 14 days. That is not correct thing in Lakshmikant is given very beautifully. Okay, in election chapter, parties chapter, it is given beautifully. So that in our elections polity lecture series we'll cover. But as of now, in this article, this much is enough. Okay, else it'll simply waste your time. So again, if you want the last 3 slides, pause and see. Okay, this one, this is 2, and this is 3. This one you pause and see, read it. So it will be the good understanding to you. And test series, again, please contact me, because December the mains test series will start. After that, then we will not launch a batch 3, I think, because time is very less now. Okay, this year the time is very less. So free coaching, please keep watching and WhatsApp me for any other queries. So thank you and have a nice day.